Is there anybody out there? Just say something in chat if you can hear me. Is there anybody there? Come up here, Gandalf. You can get on TV. Come here. Come here, sexy boy. Gandalf's on TV. Say, hey, John. Hey, John. He's not liking me now. Okay, I'll let you down. Go ahead. What's up, brother? I just want to get some feedback and some thoughts I was having. I don't know if you saw my video on India and the World Bank and all this stuff, but the World Bank and IMF, all these people that supposedly run everything, have been working with India to make them a world reserve currency. And I did a video on it. It's got a picture of the Indian palace on it. If you watch that, you'll have heard I think it's IMF or the WE. Right on, thanks. WEF or whoever they are told Indian Bank they need to get more rupee out there or more paper money out there in other countries' possessions so they can be considered a world reserve, proving that India has been working to become a world reserve currency. And they're working closely with IMF and others to make it so. A couple things of interest I got out of that was paper money. They're talking and telling India to get more paper rupee out there, not digital. And they're telling them to take it slow, make it a 5-year, 10-year process, and then there'll be a world reserve currency. But to get more paper money out there, not digital currency. So if the article that I read and I did the video on is 100% accurate, then CDB is dead. It might be tried, a year, 18 months, fail. We'll have to go through the shit, but we'll come out the other end with paper money. Or a reset, whatever. What are your thoughts on that, John? Yeah, man, those cucumbers are going crazy out there. I already have 2 cucumbers. One of them's about, I tell my girlfriend that's a foot, so about a foot. It's about 5 inches. That's funny. Oh, there's another one of my cats. Harley. Sleeping on my chair. If you're wondering, I'm on a stool because he took my chair over. Hey, Jonathan. I was doing okay. I was just mentioning to John Beffy about a video I just did a day or 2 days ago on India. It's got the thumbnail of an Indian palace on it to separate it from any other. And the International Monetary Fund and the World Central Banks are working with Indian Central Bank to make them a world reserve currency. And if you watch the video, it'll say the same thing I'm fixing to say is they told them take it slow, build up the amount of rupee, physical paper you have in other countries so that they can hold it in a reserve status to use to trade goods and services in your cash, thus making you a reserve currency. The thing I got out of that was they told him paper cash, not make digital currency. So the people that control world reserve banking or whatever are telling India they need more rupee, physical paper rupee, to be a world or to be a reserve, not world, but to be a reserve currency. There's like 4 reserve currencies right now, believe it or not. I think it's like the yuan. No. The yen, the dollar, the pound, and the euro are the 4 reserve currencies right now that are mostly traded amongst each other for all goods and services throughout the world. And that's what's changing. BRICS wants to be a part of that. India on its own, separate from BRICS, is going to be a part of that. Because what BRICS has done is they've said, oh, we're going to come out this date, we're going to come out this date, we're going to come out with this date. But what India has done is India's already talked with the World Monetary Fund and central banks to make their paper money a reserve currency in that area of the world. And, that's basically Bethay. Sorry, Bethay, John. Sorry, Sergeant Bethay. No grenades around here. I'm not going to latrine with you around. Sorry. So, anything you want to know or talk about, Jonathan? Wow, that's one hell of a last name, brother. Fergalwisky? Did I get that right? Fergalwisky? Fergella whiskey? It's only us, guys. You can say something, type it in. Doesn't seem like we're going to get too many more people coming in this evening. It is Sunday night. I figured with Liberty and Finance not doing their show on Sunday night, I might get some of their peoples. Who knows? So anything here? Anyone hear anything on any new gold prospects? I heard of one North Dakota. I think they're building a gold mine. I don't really care too much for gold, so I didn't, I just bypassed that article. Fergalesky. Man, aren't they annoying? Just playing. Don't let her hit you. Fergalesky. Is that let me see. Dutch? No. Norwegian. Hey, what's up, Pablo? Fergalesky. No. Swedish. Fergalesky. Huh. I was thinking Chechnyan, actually. Which one? I said like 4. Or is John right with Polish? Ah, okay. Okay. Well, the way I said, if you say a lot, you get one right, you can say you knew it all along, right? Hey, I said that. So, Pablo, what you up to tonight? Find any new articles or subjects out there on platinum or gold and silver or lithium? For some reason, this company started to follow me on, I don't even know how the hell to get back there. This one, shit. I can't find it right now. On Twitter, this one lithium mining company followed me today. I was like, when have I ever discussed lithium for lithium mine? And that's the one they found they were digging. I checked that. I think it was Yeah, Mexico did too, brah. Everyone's nationalizing their fucking lithium mines, man. But I think in North Dakota, they just discovered a lithium mine. So it's American. So yay, we don't give a fuck about anyone else's. We have our own. Not that you can, produce it tomorrow. It's going to take years, but. Is Chile on the list to join BRICS or on the request list to join BRICS? I would say by them nationalizing their mines, they're probably in line to join BRICS because they seem to be countries that do that kind of thing. I'm surprised still people are still investing in. And no offense to anybody if you are, it's totally your call. I'm not invested in any mine in Mexico because they nationalized their lithium mines too. And if you're going to nationalize one mineral or element that you're mining, you're just a quick step away from doing it to the rest of them. It's going to take us a few years to get it though, but yeah. Well, and Chile's awful small. They don't really want to push comes to shove with us. If we have orders now, they're not required to give any or sell any new orders. But then again, it wouldn't matter. I mean, if they're nationalizing it, they're still selling it. It's just the state or the government is getting the funds at that point in time. So it's not actually going to affect the flow of lithium. It's just a matter of who's getting the money. Basically, it's outright theft. I'm sure the miners are getting some sort of subsidy out of it. Just they're not getting their profit margin. Yeah, copper. That's another interesting metal. I need to do more research on copper. It might actually, it might, for what it is, it might 10x too. I know it's small dollars, but I've got 300 ounces of it, so that'd be kind of cool. Actually, I got more than that. I got welding lead. I got about 30 pounds of welding lead and 300 ounces of coin. I'm just waiting for the price to go up a little bit more before I get rid of the welding lead. So where do you guys live? I know John Bethe lives in South Carolina. No, Pablo, I did not hear. And quite frankly, whatever she says is a bunch of shit. Really. I mean, she said there's not going to be another financial crisis in her lifetime. And wow, boy, was she wrong. So, I don't put any faith. I have as much faith and confidence in Janet Yellen as I do my dollar, a single dollar bill, buying me a nice fucking Twix candy bar and giving me change back. So that'll answer that question. But no, I didn't hear her say anything, but it doesn't, I saved my ears. Yay, I didn't hear her. Woo, go team, win for Neil. If they use the gold or whatever, it's going to spike to 10K or something to replace currency's spending debts. The gram of gold for 2 barrels at least doubles the gold price. There's a lot to be said. Points made. Does anyone know though? Connecticut. I'm in the Bay Area of California. I've heard China actually come out publicly and state they want gold revalued at $68,000 an ounce to cover all of their paper currency out there. And I've heard America say they want it revalued at $71,000 an ounce. So I don't know how the hell they do that. But if something like that happens, by God, you better have yourself some freaking gold for sure. But the rest of the metals, I imagine, also would do the same, would fucking rocket ship through the moon, But I don't know. I'd have to do some research back in, I guess they had a mini scenario of a reset back in 33 when the gold by the federal government was at like 25 and then they revalued it at 34 after they confiscated it or something like that. There was like a 1/3 increase. But by God, they're talking 70,000. That's like fucking 30x or more. No, that's about 30x. Which actually is not unrealistic. It's not that big of a jump. Especially, I mean, if you look at the other markets and what they've been doing, the stock market, crypto market and shit. So the fluctuations like that because of economic scenarios. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't like making predictions on the what ifs as far as resets go. Like I talk about, like when it comes to platinum, and I'll jump back to platinum because I know shit was about platinum. Platinum's always worth over twice gold's price. It goes in cycles, and the cycles are different as far as overvaluation, fair valuation, undervaluation of each of the metals. 15 years ago, platinum was $2,270 an ounce. It hit its all-time high. All-time high as $2,270, and gold was 1,011. Okay, now you look at platinum. Platinum is 65% off of its all-time high. Same with silver. Silver's a little about 55% of its all-time high down. Gold is only like 5% down from its all-time high. So I have a problem with people thinking gold's going to do something great unless gold runs first and the rest of the metals catch up. In which case, if that is the scenario, then owning platinum and silver is the play. Because if gold does like 5x it, imagine what silver's going to have to do to catch up. And of course, then it'll surpass it. The same with platinum. So you'll have a better value in buying silver and platinum if that's the way the market plays out. If they have some sort of reset, if a nuke goes off in Iran because they got too much money because they're selling the oil now, and they hit Israel and Israel hits them back and whatever, who the hell knows what'll happen to the markets? That's never happened in our history anyhow. So there's just so many things in this weird environment that we're living in right now, or living through right now. You can't. You can only make the plays that make logical sense. You can't play on the what ifs. So, and the logical play back on platinum is it's always doubles the price of gold. Always. There's historic charts on it where it's always back in 1920. Gold was valued at $20. Platinum was valued at $40. 103 years ago. And if you look through history, periodic 15, 20-year time periods, platinum's always jumping to double what gold is. I don't know why any of these gold and silver bugs don't talk about that crap, because it's one of the best plays you can ever make. I did hear one YouTuber, and I wish I know he was a guest on, might have been Wall Street Silver. He said, man, I just took a look at the platinum play. He goes, it is very possible that you could have 1 ounce of platinum and here in the near future be able to turn it into 2 ounces of gold. And I was like, yes, someone who's fucking looking at the charts. But now charts, back to these gold people. Why aren't they looking at charts, man? Are they misleading and leading everyone to gold? Or is it that platinum is such a small market, it'll take so few of buyers to squeeze it and make that all-time high that it used to be of just a little over twice what gold is, and even make it go higher? Because now there's a bigger world than it was 15 years ago. A lot more people have a lot more communication and whatnot. You know how that goes. Sorry about my rant on platinum, but man, you guys got to get some platinum. You got to. Yeah, shit. Yeah, 200. I remember $200 gold. I didn't buy any. I thought it was too outrageously expensive back then. I was like, fuck, I'm in California. I can find it. Fuck that. What's up, Jakey? Yeah, palladium's going down. I did a video on that, Jonathan, where the car companies already stated end of last quarter of last year, that they're going to be shifting from using as much palladium to going back to using more platinum because of the price differential. Because like palladium, like you said, is $2,900 around that time. Other than catalytic converters, I haven't looked into palladium enough. I can't say. I don't believe it has very much value other than in a similar scenario to platinum, but platinum is obviously cheaper, so people are using it for all these, one day they might be able to use palladium instead of platinum for the hydrogen engines that China is going to be mass producing. Once the price of platinum surpasses palladium by about twice, that might come into play. Yeah, you know, it'd be a good time to get married, John BC, because you get a free gold ring out of it. I don't know if that's worth it, bro. Hey, William. Sorry, I was ranting about platinum. I haven't seen who came in the chat. Speaking of H2, I don't know if you guys saw one of Rick Rule's interviews. They were talking about mining the moon, and of course, I had to watch that one. And much to your surprise, I'm sure Rick Rule is totally fucking wrong on that. I'm right. He's wrong. I said it here first. What date is it? You know, July, whatever. We will be mining on the moon because there's H3 on the moon, and that makes rocket fuel. And it's cheaper to make rocket fuel in space and relaunch from space after refueling than it is to send fuel up to space to refuel things that are already out in space. That's just fucking economics 101. Yeah, I am almost positive you're right on that one, Jake. Yeah, John's kicking himself in the butt now for selling them gold coins for $100. Yeah, Rick Rule. I think Rick Rule's more of a promoter. He's more of like a who was that? Thomas Edison. Edison really wasn't. I don't. If it's. I'm pretty sure it was Edison. He was more of a promoter than an inventor in reality. I think he's the guy, the ACDC guy with Tesla. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And that's what I see Rick Rule as a real good promoter, which makes him wrong, unfortunately. Yeah, William, if you again go back to watching some of my videos, I actually showed a video where I think it was like a month ago, where South Africa actually turns off power to all of their cities, most all of their cities, for 12 hours a day because they don't have power. And I already read a memorandum sent out to shareholders from Impala and Americana, the top two platinum miners in South Africa, and they told their shareholders expect fewer dollars in dividends this year because we're going to be producing no less than 15% less because of power problems. So that's really pushed me on platinum again as well. That just like adds to it. Edison, yeah, Thomas Edison. He was a great showman. He was a great promoter. Thank you, William. And Tesla was an inventor, and that's why people remember Edison over Tesla because Edison promoted so much better than Tesla did, and that kind of sucks, but that's human nature. Yeah, well, by law, Jake, they have to accept. And actually, I think this year is the first year that palladium was minted in an American Eagle 1 ounce palladium coin, making it legal tender by law. It's an American Eagle. All American Eagles are legal tender in all 50 states by federal law. Uh, John Buffet, how I want to know how they will get ore back from the moon. I would suggest this September you go to Utah and see how they're getting the samples back from an asteroid that they took samples from, and they're dropping it off on Earth as our satellite continues on to another trajectory and another asteroid. They're dropping off a modular that's going to hit Earth's atmosphere, supposed to land somewhere in Utah in mid-September with samples from that asteroid. So I don't think, I think if they had a refinery on the moon, that not only made rocket fuel, but also refined platinum and other stuff that they mine on the moon, you could easily send that back every now and then. A rocket ship would go back from the moon because you'd have to resupply the humans there. And on that, you could easily put resources on that and ship it back. It wouldn't add too much. And you're launching from the moon, so the expense on fuel, and they're making the fuel on the moon at that point in time. You have the refinery, so it's a lot cheaper. Let's see, John, if they started mining ops on the moon. Yeah, no, yeah, they'd either shuttle it back and forth with supplies, like I said, or the same way that that satellite is dropping off a sample of the asteroid that it took sometime in mid to late September, and it's supposed to land somewhere in the deserts of Utah. Yeah, if it's September, I believe it is late September. Yeah. It's quite possible. The only thing is, Jake, see, this is the complexity of the metals. It's only face value. So it doesn't matter what the spot price is; it's face value. So your gold eagle. I don't care if the price is fucking $50 billion on spot. If it's only got $50 marked on it, it's $50 value to the government. I mean, not real. Andy Sheckman did a show on that, coming back from Canada with maple leaves, and he quoted the value of each of the gold maple leaves of $50 because it was minted as $50. He did a show on it. They held him in customs for 4 hours, finding out the laws, finding out how he was right, and then they let him go. So yeah, that's the catch. It's face value is what it's valued at. You never want to use metals to pay property taxes. Sell the metals, use the cash to pay property taxes. If you're using your metals, your 1 ounce gold is $50. Sorry, hate it for you. That's the law. Jonathan, believe it or not, SpaceX and NASA launched about 4 years ago, and they had all the stuff necessary to be able to not only identify what the asteroid's made of, but to land a couple beacons on some asteroids. And the law of Earth from all governments that they cooperated on passing is if you land a beacon on it, you own it. So think of leverage. People laugh, but what's safer, Fort Knox or an asteroid that you can't get to? Right now, we're leveraging off of Fort Knox. If we go back to a gold standard, because no one knows how much gold we have, so we're leveraging off of a thought. Or you leverage off of an asteroid that's worth a couple hundred quadrillion or whatever the fuck it's worth. Either way, I don't see where it's a big difference. And actually, quite frankly, due to human greed, I think they'll go with the fucking asteroid and leverage that value, because it's easier to just do paperwork than you don't even have to. Then you could have the CDBCs create as much fucking money as you want, and don't limit it, don't time it out, don't do nothing. Just keep making it, because you'd be worth so much. The country would be. But who knows how that'll work? We'll find out. It's supposed to like in the next 2 years. We're supposed to get some information on that. For those of us that keep up with the shit that goes on in outer space, that is. Are you sure about that, Jake? There might be different laws in each state because, okay, I'm in California. Okay, so when I say laws, God, I hope they're not all over the place, because that would suck for everybody. It sucks bad enough having to pay sales tax on buying fucking coins at your local coin shop. It's like, dude, you serious? You're gonna charge me fucking tax? I say that to him. He looks at me. He goes, okay, and he doesn't do it. But he's got to do it for others, and that fucking sucks, man. It's like, really, you're paying tax on gold and silver? What the fuck, man? This state's screwed up. Hopefully, by the end of the year, I'll be able to get the hell out of here and go down to southern Alabama and start playing with lightning. Okay, I stand corrected. Jake's Custom Car Parts put Neil in his spot. He says he has a copy so far. Spot and premium plus premium and fair market value is how you would settle taxes with gold and silver. Interesting. In which case, think about this: if they revalued fucking gold at like 71,000 like America wants, or 68,000 like China wants, And one gold coin to cover your taxes for about 2 decades, you know, or 1 decade, depending on how wealthy you are now or how much tax you have to pay. Yeah, that would change everything, wouldn't? Oh fuck yeah, I got one gold coin. I don't have to pay tax. This is my taxes to be paid for the next 10 years. Yeah, that's the thing right there. Yeah, see that now again, laws. It's not silver, silver, gold. It's gold. It's royal mint has value in that country and follows that country's laws, and royal mint of another country is just metal. Good thing on that though, if you have like Krugerrands and you want to be worth something, you take a vacation to South Africa and spend them. If you have the Queen's coin or the King Jackass coin, you go to, Jackass coin country and spend it there. If you have the Philharmonics, you go to that country and spend them there. And you change it in for other assets. Arbitrage. Arbitrage is going to be a thing. If you don't know what it is, look it up. Arbitrage is coming back. Globalism's over with. So this barter you're talking about, it happens on every level of business. It's called business. People swaggling for a better deal. So it's like a barter and arbitrage. If someone finds something cheap here and doesn't and someone in this country wants it but doesn't find it, that's the middleman. Arbitrage. It's coming back. So you might want to, check out. Like I said, India. India's going to be a great place to get shit from and resell here. And same as what used to be done from China, but it's going to be coming from India. Food is important, Jonathan. Quite frankly, what you have to also think about, William, is okay, we're running out of silver unless we recycle it. So, that's all good and well. If you think the long play, if silver goes to 600 and you tax it, you're not going to be able to reclaim that for fiat and use it for strategic means. So it would behoove the government not to tax it so they could get their grubby little hands on it and get it out of your grubby little hands for 600 fiat dollars. But that's just my perspective. You could have local, politicians that are greedy and see that they maybe could get some extra money out of you and give it some LGBT group in Ukraine or something, and in which case you're screwed. Oh, by the way, that happened. Federal dollars. I tell you what, guys, here's a great plan. I just came up with it on top of my head to avoid paying taxes on silver and gold. Buy platinum. Get 2 ounces of it. You beat all the fucking numbers you need for taxes. It'll be over $2,000. You won't pay no tax, and you have 2 ounces of platinum. Win-win. Fuck yeah. Fuck gold. Fuck gold. One day I'm gonna have a metal detector. I'll bring back some fucking chunks and say, see, this cost me nothing except for a good fun day of walking. You guys paying $2,000 for it. And quite honestly, if it's nice enough in the rock form, it's worth more per ounce than it is refined, depending on what it looks like. Or if you find it in small little, half-ounce nugget, depending on shape, I guess artistic nature, people pay more for that crap. I don't know why. It's, half ounce of gold. But if it looks like fucking Australia or some Aussie will probably pay fucking an ounce worth of gold for it because of the way it looks, and they'll take it and use it as art, which is not a bad thing to do. There should be no taxes except for during time of war, other than for alcohol, firearms, and tobacco manufacturers. But heaven forbid if I fucking step up and hold the Constitution up and say, that's the law. But when you signed up for Social Security, you became a resident or an individual and not a citizen. And under the law, individuals and residents are liable for it being taxed. So that's how we got. And now Social Security's gone, so that deal's over too. So who knows what the fuck's going to happen with that now? Because the grand new deal is Social Security. You got your Social Security card, you gave up your rights, you get a taxable, all this other crap. Wow, there's some shit going to happen on that end too when Social Security goes away. That will be interesting. Interesting. No one talks about it. It's not PM shit, but it'll be interesting. It'll probably be Civil War or some shit. I think next year is going to be real fun. I think Platinum's going to make its run within the next. See, we got 6 months left. Next 18 months. Within 18 months, Platinum's going to be fucking blazing. Past gold. You think people are talking, for whatever reasons people are saying, and I've heard a couple of YouTubers say this, that silver could be 1-to-1 with gold for this reason, that reason. I didn't pay attention to whatever reasons they gave, but they said that if that's the case, platinum is off the freaking hook. It'll be so much more. John Bethay, bingo. Because of the Social Security and the New Deal. Thank you, FDR. Took us all off the constitutional standard. Hey, Thomas. I was wondering, have you seen Marvin the Martian? I want my plutonium Z38. That is the shittiest excuse I've ever heard, Thomas, for wanting to leave my live stream. You guys read what Thomas said if you're wondering what I meant. Jake got it. Yeah, fuck. I'd just like to have Pluto the talking dog, man. That'd be kick butt. But his ray gun would be cool. But a talking dog, dude, how could you not want a talking dog? It'd be like having a wife, but you couldn't shut her up. Maybe not a talking dog. Maybe that's not such a good idea. He'd be like licking himself. Oh, this feels good. Shut up. Speaking of shutting up, my cats have been awful quiet. This one here is just dying. You can't see her. Dixie. Ah, there you go. I got a little bit of her right up underneath my hand right there. That's Dixie right there. She is steady staring out the window, wanting a freaking bird. Yeah, my dogs talk too, and I don't understand them just as well. Oh no, William, the arithmetic on platinum does not add up because, for one, BRICS nations control a vast majority of platinum and platinum mining. Hey, what's up, Pete? And if they're starting a new currency, I mean, I'm just a dumbass. I quit school in 10th grade, and I tell you right now, if I was wanting to start a new currency and I had a majority of the platinum, and my country's used platinum as money in the past, I'd be like, well, America can't control the price. We control the product. So let's back our currency with platinum, and well, that'll make us wealthier because we're the only ones that mine it. Win-win for them. And if you do the research and you find out that in 2010, China invited South Africa to what was then BRIC, into BRIC, and they said the reason because they had gold, diamonds, and platinum, thus giving BRICS, since South Africa joined in 2010, control of 95% of the world's platinum. Why? And Russia's used it as money in the past. It kind of sounds like a no-brainer, but I don't know. I'm not them as an economic enemy to us. Us thinking what an economic enemy should be thinking, so we could prepare for it. Because we only mine about 14,000 ounces a year here in America of platinum, and that's in like the Dakotas, somewhere in Dakotas, somewhere up in that area. John. That is a very good question, William. But what another question on top of that question is, does it really matter? Do we have enough of either for it to matter? And as far as platinum goes, unless we ramp up, and we can't do it because BRICS owns it, so unless they choose to ramp up platinum supply by mining more and harder and longer, which obviously they can't do now because their power sucks. So yeah, basically no, they can't do it, but they could if they wanted to. They could ramp up platinum to meet industrial expansion, but silver, the price has to go up. And then all we're doing is we're reclaiming silver, which will give us probably 30% of the yearly supply will be added back in recyclables. All the solar panels get thrown out, all the cell phones, all the computers, all this other stuff. And there'll be a whole industry of recycling. We'll probably get like an extra 30% on top of what's available from mining until it's not mineable because there's none out there to mine in a profitable manner, which I don't know exactly. I've heard lots of dates, 20 years, 30 years, and we're out of silver anyhow. So we got to get it from somewhere else before then, or else the question you just asked can't be answered. Yeah, salmon res. The great thing about humans, though, we can make rivers. So, you can just make a new route for the salmon and dig for the minerals. They actually are doing that in Australia. They're making a river run from south to north. It's a big project they have going over there. It's not, I don't think it's done. It might be done. I don't know. I haven't checked on it in a couple of years. Thomas, you got a southern dog, Thomas. That's why. So let's see. William, monetary silver. Now check this out. We have a couple new weapon systems, and I've done videos on them. There's a mortar system we have, and actually the Marines dismantled 3 divisions of their mortar battalions or whatever, and created a new one because of this new mortar that we created. It's kind of sort of like a missile, but it's not. It's semi-directional. In other words, like if your mortar guys are here and you have a mountain, most mortars are just like this, and if you're on this side of the mountain, you're kind of sort of pretty safe. But what this mortar does is it fires twice as far as any other mortar out there in the world, and twice as far as the Russians, twice as far as the Chinese. It fires 77 kilometers. And if you have your mountain here and your mortar guys here, this mortar goes like this. And it's such a creative weapon system that the Marines created 2 brand new divisions of artillery just to supply the workhorse to be able to utilize that mortar system, and they deployed it in Taiwan and the Philippines. So that's the first thing. Second thing is it doesn't require that much silver. And I've seen newer defense systems on our most newest warships that are more laser based and not missile based. So I think our military is adjusting to less missiles and bombs and more lasers and high tech shit. Like I've also seen we have a satellite up there that's got these like fucking titanium rods or some kind of rods that they can just drop, and they're more destructive than a nuclear device without the radiation. So I think we are moving away from the industrialization of silver in the military sense, but now in the commercial sense, we probably need more. But you know, that's why I say asteroid mining, man. We've got to get our resources from somewhere. Just got to get them from somewhere. Yes, Jonathan, the $1 billion platinum coin will solve everything if we make 300 of them. And I would want to own platinum if they do go that direction. See, now that's another thing. There has been drilling like a son of a bitch going on all around this America, North and Central America, for 15 years, and I haven't heard of any real new mines. But up along from Alaska to America, that area of Canada, Alaska, and the Dakotas and whatnot, part of the Central continental America, is loaded with all kind of shit. But the price, you are correct, the price keeps us from getting there. So all these numbers change. See, all these numbers they give us now are numbers based on what we have right now, currently at this level of production, at this price, at this, that. If that goes up and the price goes up, then it makes it possible to mine deeper, to go further, you know. But still, we'll run out eventually because you can't go too deep before it's not there, because you got the center core of the earth that's hotter than fuck. And then you got all this lava magnum shit moving around it. And that's the heat of that and the speed of the spinning separates elements and minerals and shit. And then they get deposited and then they go into their lava runs and shit like that. And that's how all this stuff's done. It just takes a long time. William, I just saw a show, and an international coalition of maritime people got together, and they determined there's over 3 million, and they say that is hella conservative number, over 3 million shipwrecks in our oceans, a lot of them military. So what you're saying, if you look at just study World War II, the German U-boats, the Wolf Pack, and see how many freaking boats they sunk with missiles on them and supplies and shit. Thousands. Yeah, I'm not sure, John Bethe, how deep in the earth it'll go. All I do know is there's no radiation. So your troops, everyone, you can move in, take over. Imagine how deep it goes in the earth is the length of the rod and the diameter of it. But I haven't done the math on that, and I don't care to. It's a good thing you left, John, because after you left, I'm sure there was a lot of farmers being burnt alive on the streets because they were the wrong color. But that's not racist, because they were white. You can burn them. Australia took a lot of farmers that weren't killed. Lightning strikes. William, get in touch with me on my email. Get in touch with me. I like that question. And I actually am going to be playing with lightning here soon. And I might could try something. I don't know. But I like that question. Yeah, William, that's where recycling is going to That's why I say it'll account for about 30% of whatever's mined. You have whatever's mined, add 30% to that number from recycling. Once the price gets up there to make recycling profitable to go after that stuff. And you got to look at, where it's at. It's in a trash pile. So you have to pay someone pretty damn good to go get it. Yes, Thomas, I 100% agree with that in South Africa. That's why I've been telling people to buy platinum. One of many reasons. William, I am not totally sure. I do not follow hate when it's in the news. I try and stay positive because I do. When I was younger, I had issues, just like all kids, and I had access to a lot of cool shit. I was able to do a lot of cool shit, like kind of sort of like what John Beatty did in Vietnam, and I was able to get over it. But yeah, I don't watch hate shit because I don't need to go there. I don't need to feed that part of me. I need to feed the positive part of me, and I've made that a life choice. So I don't watch negative shit and shit like that. I mean, I'll still catch it. Everyone, you always will. You'll flip through, you'll see the shit, whatever. But I mean, I don't concentrate. I don't put time, energy, and effort into studying that. If it's in my lifetime, now if it's before my lifetime, it's historical, and I can study it, and it's cool because I can change my state of mind. But I'm the kind of person where if you can do something about it and you don't, you're a piece of crap human being. So I'll have to do something about it, and that'll get me killed. And I don't want to die, so I just don't watch it. Functional bots for mining would revolutionize mining and open up a lot of new mines. Here's a thought for you. Why don't we all get together and buy the Silverado silver mine here in California? It's still closed down. I bet you there's shitloads of silver still in it, especially with new technology. Yeah, I'll concentrate on what's happening in America unless I go somewhere else. Silver Deegan Club channel had updates. What's up? What's up with Wall Street Silver? Is there something up with Ivan? Jake? Evidence of what? Fraud on Jim's part? Huh. Jake gonna drop a bomb and then not say anything. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool, bro. All right, gentle peoples. I'm gonna have to call it because I gotta run the store. I don't have no cigarettes. All I have is weed. And I can't keep smoking weed or else I'll forget what I'm talking about, which isn't a bad thing. Thank you, William, and everyone else for showing up tonight. I appreciate your time very much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy some silver and some platinum. But most importantly, be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. Because if you're a jerk and you need help, you're screwed. If you're kind, helpful, and grateful and you need help, you stand a chance of not being screwed. And it's better than being screwed. So be kind, helpful, and grateful. Huh. I'll see all of you guys. And Jake, call me. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Be safe. God bless America and everyone here. Stay strong. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Stay strong. Get to know your neighbors. Ninja believes hyperinflation is going to be happening in food and energy. So buy some extra food. Buy some extra food. I'll talk to you guys later. Be safe.